Welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? How was your week, y'all? How was y'all weekend? I hope your year is still off to a wonderful start. Y'all know I appreciate y'all when y'all join me today. Thank y'all so much. And this show today is going to be a chef's kiss, right? So anyway, I just want to thank every single one of y'all for pulling up tonight, whether you're watching me live on Facebook, YouTube, or listening to a replay. I see you, I love you, and I appreciate you, right? I cannot wait to get into today's show, y'all. This show is going to be with a dynamic guest, just a wonderful show. But anyway, y'all know I got to get my housekeeping in. This show works as per usual. Bring on your comments. Of course, I'll bring them on. Y'all already know how to do. But anyway, you should be liking, subscribing across all platforms. On YouTube, it's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period or you're going to be somewhere else. Come and join the forum. I'm giggling because I was getting messages this morning about a certain post in the group. But anyway, y'all, come and join the forum. It's on Facebook at Relationship Soup Group. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC. All right. And of course, y'all already know what I'm going to say. Hello, me. Y'all, Hello Me is doing so well. This is my 100-page affirmation book for children. There's beautiful pictures in here that are represented. It represents various children of various backgrounds. Y'all, I'm just so excited. Y'all gotta forgive me. But anyway, my 100-page affirmation book, you can get it on Amazon. So please gift a baby the ability to look at themselves in a positive light, y'all. I had an event this weekend, y'all. It was a total success. It was so refreshing to see children actually getting the book and looking through the book and just the wonder in their eyes. So you should bless a child in your life that's special, whether it's your baby, a grandbaby, a cousin, niece, nephew, whatever. Get them Hello Me. Again, this is my 100-page affirmation book for children. It has beautiful pictures. I'm just going to show you one of them. This is one right here. This is Isaiah right here, right? But anyway, y'all, hit it up on Amazon. All right, y'all. So Hello Me. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead and get into today's interview, y'all. I am telling you, this guest is dynamic. And I see your comments. I will absolutely bring your comments on in a minute, y'all. Have y'all ever crossed paths with someone whose story could not fit easily inside of a box? Our guest today is an artist, a creator, a survivor, and someone who has rewritten the narrative they were handed. He was born into circumstances that could have easily become a life sentence, navigating everything from addiction to group homes to instability. He was navigating challenges that it takes some people a lifetime to figure out. He faced realities, y'all, that some of us could barely even imagine. Now, add to all of that, moving through this world without sight, and you really begin to understand that this journey has never been an easy one. But this story isn't one about victimhood. It's one about vision, okay? The kind of vision that has nothing to do with eyesight. It's about creating beauty from chaos. Finding identity when the world keeps trying to identify you and put you in a box, right? Learning how to love after experiencing abandonment. Building success when every statistic is telling you you shouldn't or you can't. Now, my guest today is BAGG Daddy, and at just 17 years old, he lost his eyesight due to complications from a lithium medication. Shortly afterwards, he lost his mom, another life-altering tragedy. Now, many would have allowed these circumstances to define them, to define their future, but not BAGG Daddy, not at all. He chose a different path. Today, he's built a thriving brand rooted in music, entrepreneurship, luxury living, and personal freedom. He's known for blending Southern street music, club anthems, motivational records, and an unapologetic approach to life. Okay. BAGG Daddy is proving that blindness is not a limitation. It's part of a larger story of resilience, vision, and determination. So in this interview, we're going to explore all kind of stuff, y'all. We're going to look at overcoming adversity, building confidence after loss, entrepreneurship, relationships, his openly polyamorous lifestyle. We're going to get into that too. The power of mindset and how he's using his platform to challenge society and their expectations of what blind and disabled individuals can achieve, right? This conversation may challenge some assumptions. Okay, y'all know how some of these conversations go. And it may be uncomfortable at times. And it may be deeply emotional, but most importantly, is real. So, what I want to do now, I want to welcome BAGG Daddy to the stage. So, I'm going to go ahead and welcome him. I see your comments and I will bring them on. Thank y'all so much for being here. All right, so coming to the stage, I have BAGG Daddy. You ready, BAGG Daddy? You there? All right, let me go ahead and add you to the stage. All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you see me? Everything good?
I can't see you.
You can't see me at all?
No, I can just hear you. It's
What
whatever
about?
your preference is.
Oh, okay. We good. We good then.
Okay, all right. So all right. So BAGG Daddy, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you, man. So I'm excited about the conversation and everything, man. Let's cook. Let's cook. Lisa, let's
Let's
cook.
cook. Hey, let's cook it up. All right. So now I gave my guests kind of a synopsis about you. Is there what else would you tell my listeners about you?
I mean, I'm everything that everybody thought I wasn't gonna be, man. When I was a kid, I went through a lot of stuff, even in my own home.
Mhm.
My mom, she went through a lot of stuff. So it was like she had six boys. She had no life. You know what it's like. She had all her kids young, and having six boys actually was seven. And my older brother was killed by her best friend. The best friend drowned my older brother in hot scalding water, and my mom came home to her son floating in the bathtub. So it messed her up mentally, and she did her best. I didn't know what it was like to be a parent till you become a parent of your own, and you want to judge your parents and stuff until you actually get to go through. So now I find myself in life looking through the lenses of her, and even with my children, like and I find myself apologizing a lot
Mhm.
that I can never actually say to her. So I guess one of the main things I want to tell y'all, man, if your parents alive, and reach out to mom and say I love you. Reach out to dad, say I love you, man. I understand, especially if you raise a kid. I understand everything. I understand the sacrifices. I understand why you did some of the things you did. And I understand that we suffer from mental health ourselves, man. Everybody. So in the black community, a lot of us suffer from that. So that's it, man. Have a little grace on yourself and grace on your parents, man, because it's a hard word out here, and we all just trying to make it, man.
Absolutely. That piece right there, that grace piece, that has come up quite a bit in the podcast. Now, let me ask you this. So, when you think about your younger self living through group homes and instability, okay, what is the first memory that comes to mind?
Um, well, okay. I guess my first memory that comes to mind is there was people that I met in the first group home that actually try to help. So
Mhm.
I do have a lot of friends and a lot of memories that I met through there, and I learned a lot of like even stuff I learned today. The social skills, how to pay bills, how to budget. I remember one of the things when I got to the second group home, which was in Richmond, Virginia, that
Mhm.
they used to not cook for us on the weekends and just give us, $20, $40, and we had to make that stretch the whole weekend. And that taught me a lot in life. So some of the stuff I learned, it really helped me out. But my memory I remember the most is my friend Jalil, man. And
Mhm.
he was Arabian. And I remember them throwing him out that group home because, you know, um, we just used to speak up about what was going on. We saw that they gave us a lot of medication in the group home that and using us for guinea pigs, and he didn't like what we had, and between me and him, and we used to speak up, man, and they got rid of my homie. So, and I never seen him again since. So I hope Jilo out there doing good. But that's one of my fondest memories is hanging out with him and shooting basketball and just talking about what we gonna be in life, man. So
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. All right. Now let me ask you this. What did your mother's addiction teach you about love, trust, and forgiveness? You kind of mentioned a little bit, but what did it teach you about love, trust, and forgiveness?
it taught me that like I said, you can't judge people, man. You gotta
Mhm.
give people grace. And you got to look back. Like sometimes I look back on it, I really realize, dang, she was 27, she was 25, she was 28. You know, she was
Right.
30. Um, so and also that she was hurting herself. Like I don't know what it's like to find my kid in the bathtub. You know, after my best friend, I trusted my best friend to watch him dead. I don't know what that's like. You know, I don't know
Mhm.
what she went through. So like, you know, addiction really shows you that you got to like, you know, you're not dealing with that person. You're dealing with a problem that, you know, that's deeper than society. I mean, well, deeper than what she got going on. Those are society failing a lot of kids at that time.
Mhm. Mhm.
My
That.
mom came up during the crack boom. My mom came up during the crack boom. So
Mhm.
we know how that was. Crack hit
Mhm.
everybody in the impoverished markets and in impoverished neighborhoods. And she was part of that.
Absolutely. So, if your younger self could see you today, what would shock him the most? If your younger
How,
self could see you today, what would shock him the most?
how calm I've become.
I love that.
How, you know, when I was a kid, I was really reckless. You know, fighting, trying to really hurt people that hurt me because I was hurting inside from the life that I was living. So yeah, it would be my younger me would be shocked. Like you turned out to be like this. You turned out to you got kids. You got you know like you achieved being a rapper. I didn't even rap when I was a kid, so this would be completely shocking to my younger self.
Hmm. Okay, I love that. I love that. All right, so let's look at this. So have you ever felt that others underestimated you before you even spoke?
Yes,
Hmm. Okay,
all the time.
absolutely. So how do you deal with that?
I just let them think what they want to think. That's the best power you can have. For
That's right.
somebody to think that they know you and you know that they think that they know you is the biggest power you can have. Because at that point, you're in control, complete control of the conversation, the relationship, everything. You know exactly how to move because they're the ones that's moving on a false reality. They're not moving on a truth. They moving on a thought. And
Hmm.
sometimes thinking can be your worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? So let them think while you know.
I love that. Let them think while you know. I love that. That's everything. All right. So, what do you think sighted people misunderstand most about living without sight? What's some things you think we misunderstand?
I think a lot of sighted people think blind people are retarded.
Hmm.
Like I
Hmm.
truly believe that the way they are you okay? Like you know they speak to you as if you you can't understand what they're saying. It's like, hey, bro, I'm just blind. I just can't see.
Hmm.
To be honest, a lot of people don't realize blind. I look at blindness as the redhead stepchild of
Hmm.
disabilities
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
because you're not disabled enough for people to really have sympathy, but you're not
Hmm.
considered normal enough for them to consider you normal.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So it's
Um,
like the redhead stepchild of me of all disabilities. I feel like,
that makes sense. Let me ask you this. So, how do you experience beauty?
oh God, I feel like I know women better than a lot of men ever will know women. And I think that's part of my charm of why a lot of people are like, well, you blind, how you know how good the girls look, how you be getting these pretty girls or stuff like that.
Mhm.
First of all, my main girl is bad. So if you in the poly stuff, you know you got to have a pretty women follow other pretty women. You know,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
um, so I experience beauty through voice. I love a woman's voice, soft, seductive, feminine. I
Mhm.
love I experience through touch.
Mhm.
Um, energy, vibes. Like I could really read somebody, and that's whether you know anybody, but really in when it comes to women, I can read energy very well, voice tone. I know a woman's intent by how she answer a question.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of what people don't realize, people you can tell a person lie because there a lot of people think about their lie and it comes out through their voice and they don't even know it. Um,
Wow.
so. I experience beauty in a deeper way. I feel like I know the women I deal with. I know them deeper than a lot of men will ever know them because I know them. A lot of men talk to women off visual aesthetics.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They don't talk to women for the woman. They don't really try to know the woman. If you really be technical, really think about some of your relationships you had in the past, and really ask yourself how many of these men actually knew me.
Ooh,
You
wow.
know,
Wow. This, I actually was having a conversation. It was probably a few weeks ago with a friend of mine and was just like, Lisa, do you feel like, men that you have dated, do you really feel like they know you? Do they know you, or do they just know the external you? Right. So it's something how this is coming up again. So that's really deep. I love that. I love
yeah,
that.
because men we like car salesmen. We fast talker, especially when we want something from you. So
Hmm.
we're gonna talk to distract you from the stuff that the red flags that we know you will see if we don't allow you to have, if we allowed you to have that time. So you gotta watch it, man. But yeah, I really I think that when you know the woman, down to I feel like you got women out here sleeping with men that don't even really know their bodies. They don't even pay attention. They've been sleeping with you for 3 6 months and they haven't learned nothing. They don't even listen to your body talk to them. So I listen to the body talk, the voice, the mind. I want it all. I want the mind, body, and spirit when I'm talking to you because that's when we locked in. Other than that, it's a very superficial relationship and it ain't real.
Hmm. That makes
And I
sense.
know when I'm dealing with the not real stuff. And I'm cool with having the girls that ain't real with either. Sometimes you need entertainment, but
Hold on back. Your
we
sound just
really
went
trying to lock it. Yeah,
Your
yeah,
sound.
somebody try to call me.
Oh, okay.
Um, is that out now?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yes, I'm sorry. When
No
you
worries.
hold on, I'm gonna have her come put my phone on mute so somebody don't know how to call me. I'm sorry, y'all. I
Worries.
got a company as well, so let me try and make sure that don't happen again. Um, but yeah, you a lot of men just don't know the woman they're dealing with. Sexually, mentally, nothing. And that's why a lot of people women experience mediocre sex too, is because they're just having sex physically. There's no mental, emotional, nothing.
Hmm. 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 Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let me ask you. Let's get into your art and your creation, right? So, what emotions are you still trying to express through your work? Do you feel?
Um, I'm really big on like sexual freedom. So
Hmm.
a lot of my music is just like really I make music right now for the clubs and women that like I like to get out there and have fun. I like to make the ladies dance. And then I might do some toxic, love songs too. I like to just talk about what I actually know, man. And when it comes to the music, that's why I lean on. So I'm really like an Uncle Luke meets a Future.
Yes.
And young with the hypeness of Young Jeezy.
Okay. Okay. I love that. So, what part of your story? Well, I think you kind of answered that. Is there a piece that you've created, okay, that you feel like it's a conversation with your younger self? Do you have any music that you feel is a conversation with your younger self?
No, but you just gave me the idea, so I'm going to do it now.
You did
That is hard. No, I haven't done a what they call an introspective song for myself yet, but I think that I would that would be something that I'm about to work on because that's actually a cool concept.
it. Okay, I love that. Okay. All right. All right.
So
So,
I'll make sure I'll probably use this clip that you just said in the beginning of the song and then let it come on.
hey, I'm with it. Let's get it.
That's a
All
good
right.
question though. I've never been asked that question.
Really? Well, I like to dig a little deep. So let me ask you this. So let's talk about success and transformation because you are definitely successful and you definitely have experienced transformation, right?
Yes.
Was there ever a point where you were afraid to outgrow your old identity? Like, did you feel like there was some disloyalty, like, or you were just afraid to outgrow your old identity or your old self?
Yes.
Mhm,
And it's
mhm,
funny because Bag Daddy is the new self. Before my name was Novocaine.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So if
Okay.
anybody want to know anything about Novocaine, you can go look it up. NOVACAIN 420. You can see, I've been on Fox News, ABC News, all that. And
Mhm,
I had so
mhm,
much success as Novocaine, but I felt boxed in. I felt like I was locked into somebody I used to be and I wasn't now. And
mhm,
it took me a while. It took a lot to let go. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building that brand, but I
mhm.
had faith that I could do it again, and I had faith that I wanted to do it this time more honest with myself and being more me. So it was hard. That was really hard, and but I did it, and I feel like it was one of the best decisions I ever made.
Absolutely. So, how did you learn to stop seeing yourself as someone who is merely surviving? Because to live the lifestyle that you're living, right? Luxury. I mean, you are living life, right? How did you learn to stop seeing yourself as someone who is merely surviving?
Um, well, it's kind of easy for me in that aspect. Once I got the money,
Mm-hmm,
um, and I realized that I had the money, I was like, I'm living in Florida now.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I was um I knew right then and there. I was like, I'm not going back.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I'm not
mm-hmm,
going back to what I had. Like after you experience that, but I know everybody don't have that, and I lost it and got it back again. So now I'm way smarter than I was when I first got it. That's why I keep telling everybody, give yourself grace. You don't know what you're gonna do when you touch $1 million. Everybody like, oh, if I had 100,000, I had 200. No, you don't. Trust me, because once you get it, it changes you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You don't know what you do if you never had that kind of money before. So, but getting that kind of money will easily allow you to recognize that, hey, man, like I'm not surviving no more. I could chill. I can have fun. I could take my kids out. We not going back to where we was.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I love that. So, what does success cost you?
Relationships,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
um, girlfriends, friendships, other opportunities. I feel like if I didn't do music, I feel like I would have done some other stuff. So it also maybe other lanes that I could have done, and maybe if not even went through as much of the headache you go through in music. So I feel like the success with the music and the success with my company. Oh, and it takes away. It sucks sometimes. It took away my ability to be a fan of other music.
mm-hmm. Okay, okay,
Like
okay.
once you get behind the scenes and you start seeing some of your favorite celebrities and how they really are, and you start realizing the mystique wears off and the Superman power wears off, you start recognizing like, dang, like this kind of ruined the taste for me with music now. It's hard for me to be a fan. So look, that's a big cost of the success.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So, do you ever struggle with feeling worthy of the life that you've built?
Nah, I'm too arrogant for that. I'm too arrogant for that. I haven't been a victim of nothing like that.
Okay, all right. I love it. All right, so let's move on to love, relationships, okay, and polyamory. So many people are familiar with traditional relationship models. We actually talked about this on my one of my previous shows. So, what does love look like in your world? What does it look like?
I'm torn between the feeling, that love feeling. I'm really torn between that word because, like, I know like, some people. I do think you can probably only truly love one girl.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And, like, this is where I'm starting to come to. I think you can truly be in love with one girl,
mm-hmm,
but you can. I do think that you can grow to and have love for multiple women. But you'll
mm-hmm,
probably only be in love with one person, and that's because that person that you are in love with, it's normally, I feel like that's a one and done. Like I don't
mm-hmm,
think you do that multiple times. Like I'm talking about genuinely do it multiple times.
mm-hmm,
So that's just my belief. I believe you fall in love. So I probably fell in love with one woman, and that's the
mm-hmm,
girl I'm with now. Like I probably felt that's the only girl I could say I felt in love with. The rest of the women I just got love for, and I care about them and stuff like that, but it's not an in love thing. So
Okay. Okay. Um, what have your partners taught you about vulnerability? What you say?
you can't be too vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Mm-hmm.
be too vulnerable, man. Like I feel like the truth is when it comes to relationships, I do think you gotta keep a lot of you to yourself. Like
Mm,
you do. You gotta keep a lot of you to yourself because you gotta protect yourself, man. Like I think the only person that starts to deserve to see that you 100% is once y'all like 15 to 20 years in. Like
okay.
I really feel like you should peel back like a layer. Like ladies and men, anybody watching this, drip feed your relationships. If you
Okay.
do it like that, it's gonna stay exciting. Otherwise, it gets boring. Drip feed it. Have a plan, a dating plan for yourself. Have a relationship plan for yourself. If I'm going to be in relationships, this is how I'm going to dictate the speed of this relationship. Stop giving yourself 100% in the year one, year two, and you break up. Now somebody out there running your business in the mud, telling people your personal business, stuff that and something you should never told that person in the first place. Because if that was the case, that person wouldn't be out there telling it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be real careful, protect yourself. So that's what all these relationships, including my friendships, do not allow yourself to be too vulnerable. Keep the most important parts and the most sensitive parts to yourself.
Okay. All right. So, what misconceptions about polyamory do you feel you encounter most often?
That it's just about sex.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With me, I have a credit building company as well. So to me, with the women, it's yo, we trying to get some money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want it to be when a woman walk away, if they do decide to walk away, that they at least got something for their kids, some part of generational wealth. And I would like to, like right now, the way I have it, the way I got it right now is that, we all investing in companies, we all investing in property, you know, um, I can have a girl right now that got a credit score of 750 and get her 30,000, and she willing to make sure that that gets spread around everywhere for everybody to be invested in. So that's kind of like the way I work with the women I work with. I think people need to understand polyamory is not a sex thing. It's a wealth building thing, a generational wealth building thing as well. So the sex is really second. The first thing you should be worried about is, are we gonna be able to make money together and sustain this? As a man, that's your job to lead all the women into some kind of financial freedom, or you a fuck nigga.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
real talk.
Mm-hmm.
If you just fucking and you know this girl got kids and you putting babies in them and you ain't leading nothing foundational, you just a fuck dude. Like you're not a man, bro. Like you a kid still. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's real. That's real.
and it's not
So,
for broke people. Oh, hold on. Let me say this too. Polyamory is not for broke people. You
you
cannot
know
what you cannot dwell in this life if you can't afford it.
You know what? I was actually watching this influencer, and she was actually talking about that too. And it was a lot of people that were upset with her because she's like, "Yo, you got to have money to do this. Like some of y'all thinking that y'all just gonna get into this lifestyle, and y'all ain't got no money. Like, so that's not it." But she was receiving a lot of slack for that. So to hear someone who's actually in the lifestyle say that, it just really made me think about her reel where she was talking about that.
And even if you're a guy with no lifestyle, but you got a plan and they got good credit and everybody got credit, you can cook. That's what people don't understand. You can really, if women will stop, some women will stop being so selfish and territorial with men,
Mhm,
you could really cook. I'm talking about fast.
mhm, mhm,
You can go from having to work 10 years to retirement to y'all really coming up to that two, three, $400,000 within 3 years just off credit with no investments, just off the
mhm.
credit part. Each person worth $150,000.
That makes
In
sense.
the first 12 months to 24 months of credit, every woman is worth 150,000 plus the man. Let that sink in.
Wow.
Every woman's worth 150,000 plus the man. So look how much money coming in the house just off that.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
You
Wow.
already, you know what I'm saying? So this how you should be thinking if you're a man that's dealing with polyamory. If you just think about getting your you know, having sex, bro, you sadly mistaken, bro. You can do that. You ain't gotta have a headache, bro. You could just pay for it. You know? Like you ain't gotta have a headache, bro. You doing too much.
That's real. That's very real. So, what does emotional honesty mean to you? Emotional honesty. What does that mean to you?
I think emotional honesty is just being able to tell people how you really feel and not sugarcoat it. I think
Hmm.
that's what it is. I think that's more just for like don't lie about what you actually feel for a person. Like always be willing to tell that person. You know,
That makes sense. I agree with that. I
like if
agree
you
with
don't like something that your girlfriend or boyfriend do, don't be scared to say I don't like that. And don't do it again. I appreciate it. You don't do it again. You know, and that's on both sides.
that. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because, sometimes, and I can say that I've been in a situation where, I really didn't speak up about something that I didn't like. And it just snowballed into something that it shouldn't have been if I had just spoke up. And plus, what life is teaching me as well, you have to be truthful and authentic so that that person can really love the true you, right? And that does include like speaking up and stuff like that. So that
Yeah,
makes
and
a lot.
also is being honest with yourself. Never lying to yourself. Even if you out here capping other people, you if you get to a point you lying to yourself, it's a dangerous slope you on, man. So always
Absolutely.
be able to be honest with yourself. So I think it's just it's the intelligence, emotional intelligence of being honest with you and anybody else. And having that discernment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, this is another question I have for you. So, is there a connection between artistic freedom and relational freedom? Do you think that there's any connection with that?
No, I just think freedom. Period. You got to live your life on your terms, and
I
you
love
have all the freedom you want. If you just wake up every morning and say these are my terms and conditions for you to date me. These are my terms and conditions for you to be my friend. These are my terms and conditions to be in business with me. These are my terms and conditions if you don't live in my house, drive
that.
my car, work on your contract. Stop. I'm telling you, stop having no plan for life, man. You have a business plan but no life plan. Think about it. That don't make sense.
Absolutely.
Billionaires have business plans, but they ain't got no life plan. Like, no, everybody have a life plan. This is why they have life coaches. Be serious. Take life serious. If you ain't got a life plan, it's like you're not taking it serious.
hmm Absolutely.
So have a plan for your relationship. Write you a relationship plan. That's for business, relationships, everything.
hmm
And do not budge on what I call your deal breakers. Whatever your deal breakers is, once it's broken, let it be done.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So,
If
what?
they break your deal breakers, be done with them.
Mhm. That makes so much sense. All right. So, what part of yourself are you still healing, would you say?
Um, I'll say I could be emotionally. I could still be. I'm still immature in a lot of ways. So,
hmm
because of the stuff that happened to me, so I feel like that I'm still working on that side of myself, like trying to become a little bit more mature about certain things. But then again, like I said, I'm emotional. I'm honest with myself. Like I know where I'm immature at. So, yeah, I think that's maturity and like well-rounded maturity, not just being mature in business. Like be more mature in my relationships, how I raise my kids, how I deal with people. One of the mature things I had to realize was not cutting everybody off. Right.
Mm, hmm
Cause I learned I cut everybody. I went, started cutting everybody off. And I looked up and I ain't had nobody. And then you start realizing, well, maybe this person might have messed up in this area, but they were cool in this area. This
hmm
person might have been. So instead of just messing up like that and cutting everybody off, I think you should just know where to place people once you're dealing with people, you know? Because
Yeah,
some people just like, even a person that you really dislike could be the reason why you make $1 million next week
that
because they were
makes
good in they were good. They might have just, you might have been living with them and you shouldn't have been. So y'all lost y'all friendship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
that don't mean like y'all you should cut that person off because how they lived with you. They just may have been a horrible person to live with, but you know they were cool in other areas. So
That makes sense. So, what has suffering taught you that comfort never could?
say that one more time.
What has suffering taught you that comfort never could? What would you say to that?
Grind,
Oh,
hustle, grit. You know, the fighter, like how to fight. Like suffering gives you your armor that you gonna need to be rich.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You know, it's hard. I think it's gonna be hard to be rich without suffering. People think because rich people got money, they ain't suffering. Rich
mm-hmm,
people, a lot of rich people are lame, bro.
mm-hmm,
So because of that, like they buy you. I seen rich people come into hang out with rappers and invest in rappers just to feel cool to have a social life. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, they have issues too. So yeah, suffering builds character and it builds your armor that you're gonna need to be rich. You're gonna need to be a good husband, a good leader, a good worker, anything. So if you ain't suffer, I feel like you can't really get comfortable. Like you'll
That
truly
makes
never know true comfort without suffering. You know.
mm-hmm. That makes sense. Let's see here. I know that we have some questions in our chat. I will bring that up. So let me ask you this because I want to ask a couple of raw questions. Um, what is a truth you've never felt safe to say out loud? Can I ask you that?
Okay, hold on. What's the truth I never felt comfortable saying out loud?
Yes.
That men are the prize.
Okay. Okay.
I feel
Okay.
like men are that whole thing about women are the prize. I don't believe in that.
Mm-hmm,
I don't
mm-hmm.
believe in that. And women want to say men are sassy when they say that. But yeah, that's something you got to be careful about saying out loud because they'll chop your head off. But
Uh-huh.
you look up what the definition of a prize is, people chase prizes. Yeah, men chase women, but women chase successful men. That like if you got your money together and you got no when I say men are the prize, I didn't say boys are the prize, I said men are the prize. That
Mm,
means you a provider, that means you a leader, that means you know how to take control, that means you know how to you got emotional honesty, that means you've developed into that aura. I believe that man is a prize.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
What scares you more today than it did when you were struggling? Would you say? Is there anything that scares you more today?
I lost my creativity for a long time, and that's scary. That you get to a point you get so much money that you just feel like you can buy your way in everything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a scary feeling. And then to recognize you can buy yourself in anything is also scary because it just starts showing you like before when you was like, have anybody seen the movie Matrix?
Yes,
Do
that's
you,
one of
do
my
you
favorite
remember? Do you remember when the guy escaped the Matrix and then he wanted to come back to the Matrix
ones. Mm-hmm.
and he was eating that fake steak and he was like, ignorance is so bliss?
Yes.
Like, that's a true statement. Once you start recognizing that what's really like how the world really works, once you get to a certain place and you get around a certain group of people, it really can get depressing. You can be like, yo, please take me back to when I didn't know, you
Mm-hmm,
know?
mm-hmm.
That's why I
Absolutely.
said success, man. It has a trade off. People think that you gonna, there's times, and I know this gonna sound crazy, but there's times me and my girls, like, I don't want to go back to the hood.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like you get to a point where you're not around your people no more, and it's not comfortable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a real struggle we have.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, and when you come up and you go in certain neighborhoods, you don't see a lot of us there, a lot of black people there, so you dealing with a lot of racism from your neighbors, the schools, all kind of stuff. Because like you're not even supposed to be in this neighborhood. So success has its cost. It has its trade offs. The same stuff that you gonna wish that you had when you to get rich. When you rich, you gonna wish you had it back. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I just
That
really
makes
want to get that through people that's listening, man. Like be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
Like money's good and bad, bro. And if you're not ready to accept that, it's gonna be hard for you.
That makes sense. All right, so we have a few comments. Let's bring on a few of these comments and then I'm going to get you out of here. So let's see here. Um, so Tonality says they hated Kevin Samuels for saying that men are the prize to the point they celebrated his death. Wow.
Yes. Oh my God, I was so disappointed. Um, I'm glad somebody brought that up, man. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. And yeah, to me, Kevin was demonized from clips, and that's crazy because a lot of women I asked never ever sat through a podcast, not one. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, shout out for saying that. But a man is the prize because the man with the bag stops being the chaser and he becomes the chased, and that's how you know that's the prize. He the
Mm-hmm.
prize.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have another comment. Being authentic allows you to move in freedom. Being a Captain Crunch forces you to always keep up a mask and hide your true self.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Being accountable, have the tough conversations, making amends, having good credit is the true essence of adulthood. I love that.
yeah, that's real. That's real, man.
Oh Lord. Somebody says I'm looking for a single mom that wants a stepdad for her kids. I cannot. All
Hey, that's no. Hold on. He on to something. He on to something. He knows something. And he
right.
know what I'm talking about too. I know what you know. I ain't gonna say nothing on this lie, but I know what you know. That's good game. That's good game. He gave y'all some good advice. So for the men out there that's talking about, oh, I'm having a hard time finding a woman. You want to be Superman, you want to be Pepper too, go find you a single mama, a single good one, and go to North Carolina, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama. No city girls. Just you got. That's where they at.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Um so Ty Holmes, thank you for joining us. Ty says, I'm going to remain single forever. Okay.
Oh man.
Somebody, Ty says, I'm not getting married or having kids. Okay, that's fair. If you feel like that's what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's your kind of see. But see, he set his terms and conditions of his life or her life, whoever that is. I don't know if that's a guy or girl, but they set and they terms and conditions. And you gotta respect it, man. This is what you gonna deal with. If you gonna deal with this person, they letting it be known. This is what it is. This is what you gonna get.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. I do have a couple more questions and then I'm gonna get you out here. I only got a couple more minutes with you. Let's see here. So let me ask you this. If your mother were sitting here right now, what would you need her to know?
That she really was a soldier, you know what I'm saying? And she really like, and that I apologize for all the thoughts I had, because God knows the thoughts I had about my mom and stuff like that. So, and that I understand. Like I really understand, man. Like, when you had no childhood and you you came from neglect and you had no childhood yourself, it's gonna be hard for you to be able to give all of yourself to your kids when you're not healed and you broken yourself. So I understand, man.
Mhm. Okay. Let's see here. So what's one thing you wish someone had told you when everything felt hopeless?
um that you get another like if somebody would have told me like at the times when I was really down and out, like, hey man, you not messed up, but look, every 7 years you get a new credit score. So what does that tell you? If every 7 years you get a reset by the government, and you get a second chance, a third chance, fourth and fifth chance by the government, what does that say? You gotta give yourself that same grace.
Mhm.
So
Oh.
even if you mess up now, no, in 7 more years you guaranteed to be back up. I mean, not 17, 7 more years. So just know that there's no such thing as no hope, because think about it. Yeah, for 7 years you're gonna struggle, but just know after 7 years you back on top again. You know?
Absolutely. So, my last question for you. So, imagine a young person listening right now. Say they're in a group home. Their parent is struggling with addiction. They feel forgotten. They can't see a future for themselves. What would you tell them?
You can't lose because in that situation, everybody's waiting for you to fail. And that's the perfect situation right there because now you, like I said, they think and you know you're not gonna fail. You know you ain't gonna give up. You know you're not gonna stop. You know, when I was going blind in the group home,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this real quick so people could really, at least have something to walk away with. When I was going blind in the group home, everybody thought I was faking, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the point to where they violated my probation. They try to cover it up and everything. But guess what? I used to look in the mirror every day and say, "You can't lose. You can't lose. You can't lose." And even when I was losing my sight, I was like, "You're not gonna lose yourself. You're not gonna lose your swag. You're not gonna lose your charisma. You're not gonna lose yourself to blindness." That's why it didn't work, and that's why I've been able to jump. I was never depressed about it. I was never nothing because I told I was going to win, and I did it blind, which made it even more better in my haters' face because I did it blind. I did it with one or two hands tied behind my back, and they still struggling. Everybody thought I was going to lose. I didn't. So you can't lose, man. In that situation, there's nothing but up. Just know that you can't get no lower than where you at right now.
I love that. I love that. So, where can my listeners find you? I know that I have your IG and all that, but and I'll put it in the thread. Where can my listeners find you and follow you?
If y'all want to hear some of my music, when y'all ready to go out to the club and you in that zone, y'all can look me up, BAGG Daddy, BAGG Daddy on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just dropped my new song, Whole Lot of Booty, so you already know what that's about. and you got my Instagram at Bag Daddy Him. So, if y'all want to talk to me, y'all can follow me on Instagram at Bag Daddy Him, BAGG Daddy Him. And men, if if y'all need help with your credit or anything like that, tap in with me. I'll be trying to show love to my black men out there. I know how it is. I'm trying to help you get a bag. If you want to get serious, you can. Ladies, y'all can hit me up too. Lisa, any of your clients that that want anything to do with maybe like credit repair or anything, we'll get together and I'll send you some kind of discount that you can give to your clients, and we can help them with their credit and stuff like that. So, but especially black men, I know how it's hard. I know that your way to a real woman in your life and that woman being happy, because a woman will leave you if you start getting broke, bro. I'm gonna keep on and you should be left. Like, be honest. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, you got to take care of your family. If your family get to a point where it's broke, that's on you. So if y'all need help with getting y'all bag right, I got you. They don't call me Bag Daddy for no reason. We ain't get to that. They don't call me Bag Daddy for no reason.
I love it. I love it. So, thank you again for joining me. I wish you well in all that you do. And look, I'm looking forward to that collab. Okay.
No, I got you. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. No, I'm definitely gonna. I got you. And I love your platform. Shout out to the Recipe Soup community for having me. Shout out to you. And anytime you need me, I got you. You gonna have to I have to get my shorty on here with you, man. She's an influencer. She popping on IG, and I'm gonna try to get you and her lined up as well. But love
Oh,
y'all, man. Thank y'all for the feedback, man. It's Bag Daddy. Do it.
thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right.
So you heard it here first, y'all. Thank y'all so much for y'all comments. Let me go ahead and bring a few of these on. We still have a little time. Jay Desiree, thank you so much for joining me, cousin. I appreciate you. Yes, happy Tuesday, Tonality. Who is that? That's Will. What you should know who Bag Daddy is now. Hey, Lucky, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Was you already uncomfortable? You know how this platform, Lucky. You know how this platform works, Lucky. You already knew that we was gonna get deep. Oh, thank you so much, Will. I appreciate that. I really, really, really do. Oh, thank you so much for kids are what's that, Koi? Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And asking, yes, you must give grace to yourself and others. You absolutely must do that. Thank you so much, Robert Day. I really appreciate you. Thanks so much for joining me. And then we have, who is that? Okay, thank you so much, Scott Knight, 1417, for joining us. I really appreciate you. All right, y'all. So I think I've gotten to all of y'all comments. Let me go ahead and close out this show because y'all know what it is on a Tuesday. So before we leave, I want to leave you with this affirmation, okay? So this one is kind of long. I'm not even going to put I may put it out there earlier because it's so long. So this one is, I now release every story that says I'm limited by my past. The divine within transforms every hardship into wisdom, every wound into strength, and every obstacle into opportunity. I'm not defined by where I begin. I'm aligned with where I am called to go. Infinite love surrounds me, infinite intelligence guides me, and infinite abundance flows through me. What was meant to break me has become the foundation upon which I stand. I trust the unfolding of my life. I claim my purpose. I claim my power. I claim my freedom. And so it is, right? Let me see. I'll put that in there for y'all. It's really long, but yeah, that one, I felt like that was the most fitting for this show. I'm going to go ahead and put it in our chat. It's going to be really long, so it may break it up. Y'all already know how this social media platform works. All right, so I put it in our platform, well, in our chat. So anyway, let's see here. What else? So I hope that today's conversation reminds you that resilience is not absence of pain. It's not. It is not. I wish it was, right? But it's not. It happens when what happens when pain is transformed into purpose, right? That's powerful. When pain is transformed into purpose, right? Pain should be used for purpose, right? So our guest, BAGG Daddy, is remarkable. He survived hardship, and it's remarkable because he refused to let that hardship have the final word. I love what he did at the end of the show where he was talking about how he looked in the mirror and he talked about, hey, you are not going to fail, in all these positive affirmations, which is, something that, I stand on myself and is in actually my children's book, Hello Me, because that is just really something that needs a seed that needs to be planted. Okay. He's shown us that vision is not confined to the eyes. It's not. And that love does not always fit conventional definitions. And it doesn't for everybody. And that circumstances that we inherit do not determine the legacy we leave behind. BAGG Daddy, thank you so much for your honesty today, your courage, your art, and your willingness to share your truth. And to everyone listening, may this conversation remind you that no matter where you've come from, your next chapter is not obligated to look like your last one. It's not. All right. So let me go ahead and get this housekeeping done. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and get this housekeeping. Y'all already know. Follow across all platforms. Y'all should be following. Share this. If you feel like this episode would bless somebody, share it. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Let YouTube know that you appreciate this content. On YouTube is Relationship Soup, period. Come and join the forum. It's Relationship Soup Group. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC, right? And y'all already know, hello, me. This is my 100-page picture affirmation book for children. It plants the seeds of positive speaking, positive outlook of self, y'all. So just look it up on Amazon. Hello Me is there. Hit the website at superbookshelf.com. And there's other ways to get the book as well. So hit that up. All right. So let's see here. Is there anything else that I want to say on tonight? Let's see here. What am I missing? Shout out to all of y'all listening. Y'all know I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with Relationship Soup. Shout out to my guests, past, present, and future. Look, I'm thanking my guests in advance too, right? Thank y'all so much. Thank you for listening tonight. And just keep believing in yourself. It starts with you. You got to keep on rising. You make the determination. You make the decision. It's you. It starts with you. Now, y'all already know what time it is. Let me go ahead and get this meal. All right. I love y'all so much. And until we meet next time, peace.